Hello everyone, Ruby Retrograde Taco NT here, and what I'll be showing you guys today is an oracle card that I have gotten, I'll say some recently. I haven't had the chance to take a look at it until now, and I wanted to do a flip through with you guys so we can discover the cards together. So this deck that I'm talking about is called Amor and Psyche Oracle, or Amor et Psyche. Oh, I'm trying to find the French version and I totally forgot, so don't mind me. It was created by George Barbier and Rachel Paul. So Georges Barbier was the illustrator who of the cards that we'll be seeing, and Rachel Paul is the writer. It's published by Lo Scarabeo, and with Lo Scarabeo you'll find that they will have multiple language to accommodate their market. They're mainly in European publisher, but they do get sent a little bit across the world. So I didn't order mine overseas. I just got mine at my local bookstore. I was interested in having an oracle kind of love centric. I know I did show another love centric oracle, which is, what is it called again? The love story oracle cards, which I guess I can pin over to that video if you want to see it. This was an indie deck. And technically, if I want to be fair, I did get this one before the love story oracle card. It's just that I haven't had a chance to film the flip through until now. So this oracle has 30 cards, which I guess with a lot of oracles that I have, in the 40s or 50s, or, in the case of Reclaim Oracle, 90 cards, it's not a lot. So we'll see how it fares. The 30 cards are kind of separated in 3 stages. Not necessarily that you have to split the deck in 3, but each set of 10 cards are a certain stage. So this deck, as you can see, the box is 2-piece with the thumb hold so that it's easier to open. There is a booklet here, and as you can see, because there's at least 4 languages, if I'm not mistaken, in there, so it looks thick, but it's because it's the same repeated. Yes, 4 languages, so English, Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese. And if you see, I'll read the little blurb they have about Georges Barbier, because he is an illustrator that was he's not recent to say that. He's since passed. Georges Barbier, from 1882 to 1932, so it's he lived quite a while ago, was one of the top French illustrator of his time. Born in Nantes, France, in October 16th, 1882, Barbier had his first art exhibition in 1911, and he soon skyrocketed to fame and acclaim for his groundbreaking work. I won't read the whole thing, but basically, I'll read the part where it says that the artwork that beautifully graces these oracle cards come from his illustrations of several poems, including Épigramme dans l'île de Chypre, Le tombeau de Bilitis, Bucolique en Pamélie, Élégie à Lesbos, et Élégie à Mytilène. So basically, Rachel curated from his collection of illustration to create this deck. And here you have how to use the deck, and it'll mention here that the 30 deck cards contained in this deck are divided into 3 series. Cards 1 to 10 explore blossoming feelings or young love. Cards 11-20 explore the experience of love, diving deeper into the fullness of the feeling, whether romantic, erotic, or otherwise. Cards 21 to 30 indulge in love in full bloom, the full culmination of the loving experience. And then it'll go through, when you go through the cards, there are different headings or sections. So first, for example, you'll see Seeing Love, which is a little bit of a interpretation of the illustration. Then Making Love is not necessarily like the what is commonly understood by making love, but it's like creating like how to create love, either for yourself or around you or things like that. Then being love is about the meditation, and then proclaiming love is an affirmation that you can tell yourself, which I think is pretty sweet. And then you have two example of spreads you can use. So two cards and then one 3 cards. So let us go on to the cards. So the cards come over here. There's a little string to help pull the cards out. They come plastic shrink wrapped, and I will go and open that right away. So that should tell you how I've been busy lately and not able to really get into the cards. I read the guidebook but did not get to the cards, so that's why they're still shrink wrap. So let me just pause this video so that, oh no, wait, there we go. I have made it. All right, so here let's look at the back of the cards and the cards themselves. There's a shine to them. There's a glossy finish. Here we have I guess Amor et Psyche. Because it has a glossy finish, it will catch fingerprints or whatever dirt around. It is reversible. Now I don't know if you necessarily want to you know, shuffle cards to have them reversed, but it's up to you. And it seems that the shrink wrapping or me already kind of nicked the card, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. And because I'll say this, because it's Georges Barbier's illustration, and it is talking about love, and probably there will be allusion to sex, so there is nudity in these cards. So if it's something that you're not necessarily comfortable, or you don't find it it's not tasteful enough for you, I don't know how really to explain, like if it's not the type of nudity that is suitable for you, then I guess you already know that it's not the deck for you. For others, you can check out to see if it's something that you would like. So let's start flipping, starting with the lady who waits for card number 1. Longing and desire. A beautiful face. No, sorry, there's a bit of a glare, so I'm gonna ideal romance. The game of love. They're pretty nice illustrations, I have to say. A loving gaze, aka the flirt. That looks like an inviting gaze. Soft whispers. Loving yourself. Doubt and indecision. The warrior of love. So now we will get into the second series from 11 to 20, taking the plunge. Joy and jubilation. The sweetest taboo. Seeking pleasure. Uninhibited and release. Well, forget nudity. There seems to be some sort of more sexual scenes. Again, never mind. So I kind of half cover. I don't know what YouTube's going to do to me. Physical attraction. Erotic bliss. The charm of simplicity, full intimacy, love's embrace. And now we're starting the third series, balance and unity, love's secret, jealousy and possessiveness, standing alone, unrequited desire, memories and remembrance, body positive, sweet surrender, beyond words, and eros and thanatos. Now, okay. See, I have no idea what YouTube will do to me. If you see this video posted, then that means that YouTube decided not to slap me on the wrist for all this. The images, I have to say, the illustration style is beautiful. It definitely gives this ancient Greece mythology feel. I know while flipping through the card, there is one. So this one, for example, the beautiful face. Maybe I'm thinking maybe some people might have issues because it kind of shows maybe like a servitude type of situation. So I leave that up to you on how you feel about it. I don't remember in the book that they necessarily talked about this situation here. I would have to reread it. But let me do this right now. Oh, here, let me cover in case I get in trouble while I just look real quickly, because I don't think there's necessarily, yeah, here the first sentence says it all. Even the book has a bit of a gloss. Our sweet friends take turn primping and preening each other. It's makeover day. So there. According to the one curating, it's not necessarily a servitude looking thing. It's more of a taking care of each other. So take it as you will and how you feel about it. So let's go and shuffle them. Now, because they're glossy, I know I'm not going to necessarily have an issue. They're standard oracle size. Definitely, you know, has spine to them. No issue shuffling them. They're not too stiff. Shuffling overhand, there's no problem either. Oh, there you go. Already one that fell. Unrequited desire. Okay, let's see what we can read about unrequited desire. So that would be number 25. And normally I like to have the card beside it, but because there is a bit of nudity and I don't necessarily want to have to redo this whole video or even scrap it, I will just kind of cover the card for now. So unrequited desire. Through struggle comes strength. Seeing love. The love story. She flung her head in the air and tore off her robes. She let the wind take her to the edge of the sea. She let her body be vulnerable and exposed. She knew. The comfort she once felt. The depth of emotion. The power of love. It was gone. Unrequited. No more. And her heart hurts. It was painful. It was hard. But she healed, and she was once again strong. The pain made her stronger than ever before. Making love. Action. Or the action. That's what making love is. It's basically an action you can take. Take time to cry when you need to. It might not be right now. It might not be for a while. But when the time is right, allow yourself to feel all the feelings of loss. Mourn when you need to mourn. Let it out. Shout it to the heavens, or let the tears stain your pillow. You are stronger than you know, and will be better to have known love by its absence. Welcome healing into your life when you are ready. But first, feel it all. Being love. Meditation. Reflect on the loss in your life. What did you gain from the experience? proclaiming love, or the affirmation. There is still love. My consciousness is still love. I am safe. Now, I'm taking a side note to say that, again, I kind of feel like this card is kind of slapping me personally. I feel like it's attacking me, and I don't like it. I feel like we're starting off to the wrong foot, Oracle. I mean, I feel like you're telling me something that I don't necessarily want to be talking about right now. But I mean, it's just kind of funny because it was something I was thinking about in my life. So definitely, it's kind of fun that it kind of popped up to be like, hey, it's okay. And I'm like, oh, thanks a lot for reminding me about this thing that I kind of didn't want to think about. But in any case, you know what, just for fun, let me know in the comments below, did this slap you in the face, or, you know, kind of exposed you, called you out, was rude in exposing, reopening things that you didn't invite the card to? Just let me know, just for fun. I mean, full disclosure, it kind of did, and I feel a little bit. I feel like I mean, be polite. That's all I'm saying. Like, at least say hi before you just go and throw this in my face. But anyways, I do like the explanation, the descriptions. What I do appreciate about the book, the little white book, is that they have a section where they explain the illustration, or, you know, the writer's vision of, you know, the inspiration, I guess, behind the Georges' illustration that she decided to choose, and why. I kind of wish it was a little bit more than 30. I will say I was a little bit surprised by some of the cards, because, again, I read the book, and, you know, I started reading the little white book before even cracking open the deck to look at the cards, or else I probably should have looked at the cards first, because I would have figured out whether I would have just kind of covered it all. Here, let me try and find the least potentially YouTube offensive cards. Definitely not that one, Physical Attraction. We are not showing that one again. Because if you're not expecting it, it's definitely going to raise some eyebrows for you. And if it's not something that you necessarily want to see in your cards, then buyer beware. Maybe that's not the deck for you, and that's okay. I mean, with the amount and variety of cards that are on the market, you have your pick, so you don't feel like definitely don't feel like you're forced to grab some cards or something like that. Here, we're not gonna show. Well, there, we can maybe show that one if we hide it like this. There you go. We're gonna hide. These ones are the more okay of them. And so, being Lo Scarabeo, the card quality, the card stock is fine. I definitely would have liked either not as glossy or just straight matte. Even half matte would have been fine, I think, because as you can see, it's picking up my light quite obnoxiously. And there's no way well, you know what, I should use this spotlight to my advantage to hide little things here. What can I use to hide? There. At least that's useful. If you ever buy this oracle and, you know, you want to take a picture of it, just use the glare to cover whatever it is that you need to cover. So let's see. Let's take this one, for example, and use the glare. There we go. Boom! Solution. How nice. So, like, sorry, I kind of got distracted, and yeah, that's how my brain works. That you will know this about me. My brain gets distracted very easily. But in any case, back to the deck. Very nice. I like the descriptions in the little white book. The cardstock is fine. The glossy, less fun. It would be, I would say, yeah, 30 cards is, I guess, just the limit, where if it was any less, kind of like some other oracles, or yeah, it's mainly oracles that do that, like main oracles that would have had less. I mean, I have a few that I've posted on my channel where, you know, just because of the nature, for example, like clairvoyante, or I think it's the Lucy Oracle, where, you know, you have to split the deck into three, so you end up with 10, 15 cards each. Not as fun, but it's up to you. 30 is okay here. The scriptures I find are very clear, very inspiring. The actions, I mean, if you're into affirmations, those are a plus. I don't do personally them so much, but it's still something nice to read. I like to read them more than say it out loud. And then with all that being said, I mean, I enjoy it. This is definitely, I mean, if I want to be seasonal, definitely a Valentine's Day time, maybe even spring, because, you know, with spring, usually that's when a lot of animals get into heat. So, you know, that lovey season type of thing. Or definitely romance, relationship, love type questions or situation, definitely for it. And what I'll do on my next video, I'll show the tarot deck that when that kind when I saw this oracle deck, so I'll kind of back away. When I saw this oracle deck, my brain kind of flat had this like light bulb. Aha, this is perfect. This deck would pair perfectly with this. And so I'll show the tarot deck that my brain kind of paired this oracle with. Should I give you a hint? Anyways, you can see it. You'll see it soon enough in due time. But let me know, what do you think of this oracle? How do you like the illustration? I find them nice. And because, you know, it's from the 1900, like early 1900, late 1800s, there is definitely that antique old look. But for some, I don't know if it's because of how Rachel, is it Rachel? Yes, sorry. How Rachel kind of described it. For example, the body positivity. I don't necessarily think that it was something necessarily a thing back then, but just the way that it was described, or I guess her inspiration from looking at this illustration, it kind of gives this modern touch type of thing. But I don't know, I like the illustration. It makes me think of mythology books, and I enjoy that art style. But yes, let me know, what do you think of this oracle by commenting in the section below. Boop, boop. And what would you use it to? Will you use it for yourself? Will you use it for relationship questions or areas of concern? Or maybe it's not your cup of tea because too many nudies, or maybe the depictions are a little bit too explicit for you, which is fair. But let me know all of that down below. And until next time, thank you so much for taking some time to go through this flip through with me. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.